Really excited for this video today. This is a little walkthrough of a mini split installation we just did. Different than a lot of mini split installs we do where it's just an addition or one room needs to be heated or cooled better. This is a whole house installation. So this right here has 4 different heads going to it, and then we're going to show you another outdoor unit that has 2 different heads going to it. So 6 total heads, 2 outdoor units. So this is a really cool installation, and I'll talk about why they chose what they chose and how it's going to work. So to start, this is a fairly new unit. So this is the Aurora series of Daikin. What that means is it's kind of like its extended heat unit. So this will work up to 100% efficiency down to 5 degrees, which is pretty impressive for these mini splits. Generally on a normal unit, you would have 100% efficiency down to 25 to 15 degrees, depending on the brand, the unit, everything like that. So this thing will work to 100% efficiency down to 5, which is very impressive, especially when you're in the colder climates in New England like we are here. Like I said, this one's fairly new. This one is the 4 MXL 36,000 BTU unit. Before, Daikin only made a 3 MXL, which went to 24,000 BTU. So this allowed us to put 4 different heads on here, which is nice because they want to use the mini splits for their whole house cooling and even heat in some sort of aspect there too. So being able to put 4 heads on this unit was a very good bonus for this for these homeowners. So that was great. I'll kind of show you how it's going to work here. Like, it's on right now. Joe, if you want to get closer, you can see it's on. You can't hear it. These things are whisper quiet. I've talked about that before, but you see the fans working right now. It's on, but you really can't hear it. So that's a really nice thing. They got the deck right there, so they don't want to be hearing like a bunch of noise and everything while they're sitting out here enjoying whatever they're enjoying on the deck. So it's super quiet, very nice. So we'll go through kind of where the slim duct is running. As I've mentioned before, slim duct is what protects refrigerant lines. So here are the refrigerant lines back here, these white things, and they run, transfers the coolant obviously up to where we're going. And this is the slim duct that protects it. And so each head is gonna have slim duct running up to it, and it's gonna stop. So right up here, you get some lines going here, we come right up, that's the kitchen. So that's where we put the mini split in the kitchen, and that just runs right up there. Then you go from the slim duct there is gonna run up into their daughter's room, and that's a floor unit. We'll show you that earlier, but that's why it doesn't look as high up. That's upstairs, but it's just sitting there because it's a floor unit on the ground. It's kind of, the ceiling's up there. We couldn't really put anything on the wall, so that's the floor unit. And then you go right here, this little thing off to the right goes to the office. Then you go all the way up, and that is their son's bedroom. So that's how that works here. Another nice thing about these units, especially the Aurora, is I talked about the efficiency. Not only is the comfort going to be awesome, it's the feel of central air conditioning and even like a heat pump feel to it in the colder climates. But it's more efficient than central air as well. I believe this thing maxes out at around 18 SEER, which is really, really high. And so not only are they going to have that comfort, but they're going to be saving a ton of money if they were using just regular window units like a lot of people are still using. Those things, not only they don't have very clean air, but they're not efficient at all. It really hikes up the energy bills. So they're going to see a lot of savings in this as well. And something to mention is this homeowner is actually going to be putting solar panels on the roof, and this thing is going to be running strictly off of the solar panels. So their energy costs are going to be extremely low. So this is a cool house to show you because it can give you some ideas on what you want to do with yours. Okay, so this is the other condensing outdoor unit that I was telling you about over there. This one only has 2 heads going to it. The model number, it's the 2 MXL 18,000 BTU outdoor unit. So what we have here, it's the same type of deal. It's the same model as the Aurora. It's the 100% efficient down to 5 degrees, which again, very nice to have. And here's where it runs here. This one's nice because we could just do a straight up. So it comes up here. One of the drop-offs is right in the living room, and then you go up one more, and that's the homeowner's bedroom. So this one's nice because it's just a straight shot. Something I didn't talk about over there was how we mounted it. We mounted both of them coming off the house on this type of stand here. So it's actually hanging off of the house. Heat pumps need to be off the ground. They need to be elevated. So it can't be like your normal, your normal central air conditioner that just sits on a concrete block or a plastic block, whatever contractors use on the ground. It needs to be lifted off of the ground because it does heating and cooling, and that's how heat pumps work. So you can have a stand that stands up on the ground and elevates it, or you can hang it off the house. You'll see a lot of times in office buildings or apartment buildings when they have these set up that they'll be a lot higher on the actual building itself, suspending off the house. But you know, we were able to just do it down low here, run the slim duct right up there and the refrigerant lines up there. All right, so now we're gonna take a look inside the house, show you where we placed the indoor heads. There's always a strategy to it to kind of make it so it's not the first thing you see when you walk in a room. You want to hide them a little bit because they do stick off the wall, but we'll show you kind of the thought process behind where we put them and the functionality of the different ones that we put in there. Okay, so this is not the front of the house, but this is where people enter the house. So when we're talking about strategy on where we're going to put them, when you walk in here and you look at this side of the house, you can't see a mini split or anything like that. So that's kind of nice. You don't notice it when you first walk in. So you get moving around. Here's the controller that controls the mini split, and there's the actual mini split in the corner there. So this is a 9,000 BTU unit, takes care of this whole kitchen area here. Every single mini split on the inside of the house, the individual heads are controlled by their own remote. So that's a really nice thing. You can have it be 70 degrees in here, 68 degrees in there, 69 degrees in there, whatever you want. That's a really nice function of this. Right now this is on auto mode, it's set at 70 degrees. So this thing is gonna run very quietly, very lightly until it reaches 70 degrees. It'll either stop it or it'll just kind of keep it at that consistent 70 degrees, but it's not working very hard to do so. Hence the efficiency of it. That's something that those window air conditioners can't do for you. Those things are gonna run and they're gonna run until you shut it off. It takes a lot to get going again. These things just run really smoothly and quietly. So then we come over to the office, same deal. You walk in the room, you don't really notice anything, and then we have it on the back wall there. And so that goes down to the first outdoor unit that we showed you. This is part of the 4-head system. So the actual outdoor unit is sitting right over here, runs up here, and same thing for that one, runs down to there. So same deal. Here's the remote control there, set at 70 on auto mode. I think that's what we're gonna be looking at for everything in here, but let me show you a little bit more functionality of the remote in here now too. So if you wanna get locked in on the actual remote, 70 degrees, auto mode, what you can do is slide it down here, and this is where it gets crazy. You can choose your economy mode. You can choose the sensor to be on or off, so it can sense where people are in the room and actually push more air towards there. You can put it on swing temperature, so if you want it pushing more towards one side of the room than the other, or if you want it going more up high, more down low, that's what the swing temperatures are for. Quiet mode, same kind of idea. If you're in economy mode, it's going to be really quiet anyway. This is where you kind of program everything. If you wanted to, you know, here's the weekly programming button. If you want it to be a certain temperature when you leave, if you want it to be off when you leave, or you want it to just be running like really calmly while you're gone, that's where you would program it. And here's I like this one. If it's really hot, you want to cool it down quick, you hit this muscle guy here, that's power mode, and it's going to work really hard, really fast to get to the temperature, and then it's going to chill out. So, and then obviously this is the temperature control and stuff, on and off button. Pretty simple there. So now we'll come across here, and now we're looking at that other outdoor unit that we had, and that dropped right down below like we talked about. It was able to do a straight line, come right up. Here's the other one. This one's actually off right now, so either they're not hanging out in here, they don't want to run it. That's another nice thing. Both of those two are running. This one isn't, so that's kind of cool. You're not wasting any energy on this one. Nobody's really been hanging out in here. And here's where we put the remote control. So pretty simple. Now we'll come upstairs. And this is the girls' bedroom, and this is where we put the floor unit. So you can't see it at all in here yet. And these are the ceilings I was talking about. When you have these type of ceilings, it's really, really hard to do a wall unit. Like, I guess we could have put one over here, maybe. I actually don't even think there's enough room, but sometimes you see bigger ceilings where you do have room to put it, but you're never gonna make it look straight just the way these ceilings are. You can have it as straight as can be, and it's still gonna look really weird with the ceiling coming down like that. So in these rooms, what we do is we put a floor unit down. And so this right here is the floor unit. It's bigger. It does the same exact thing as the other ones. does a really, really good job heating and cooling a room quickly because it is a little bit bigger. But you know, it's really nothing crazy, and it's just somewhere you can put it where you're not, like I said, if you don't have the option for a wall unit, this is where you go with the floor unit. And so this thing's nice. It, you know, it'll heat and cool a room really quick. It's a small room, so you don't need a super big one, but that shows you the option. And same deal, this runs to the same unit outside that the one in the living room we just showed you did. So that was the straight shot. And so now we will go into the homeowner's bedroom, and that one just sits right there, right near the bed. So they super comfortable. They have the remote control right here, which is really nice. Shout out the Nest thermostats as well for the boiler. That's nice to have. And yeah, so pretty straightforward. Again, I think put a 7,000 right here. Oh, that's exactly what we did. Just a 7,000 BTU. And it's gonna just take care of this. It's not a huge room in here, so that's all we needed. And like I said, sits above the bed, so they're comfortable. Okay, so just to wrap up this mini split install and make sure we went over everything correctly. Like we said, this is the beast. This is the big boy, the big 36,000 BTU units. We showed you the office right there, the kitchen right here, the girls' bedroom upstairs. That's the floor mounted unit with the, because we couldn't do it because of the ceilings. We couldn't do the wall mounted. And all the way up there is the son's room, which we didn't go inside, but you get the gist. It's just another wall unit. And then on the other side of the house, we have the 2 units. That was the living room and the homeowner's bedroom. And just to kind of close it out, this one had the 4 heads, 36,000 BTU. That one had the 2 heads, 18,000 BTU. Both of them are the Aurora version, so the extended heat works down to 5 degrees at 100% efficiency. And like we talked about, the way these homeowners are doing it, they're going to put those solar panels up on the roof, and their house is going to be extremely efficient, and they're almost going to have no energy costs when it comes back from this. So yes, huge investment obviously doing something like this, but you do see that return on investment when you do make your house this energy efficient. Their energy bills are going to be much, much, much less than a lot of other people. So it's a big investment up front, but you do save money on the back end. And that's, if you have any questions, leave comments, and we'll get back to you on them.